Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, June 13th, 2025. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. All right, it's Friday the 13th. Be careful out there. No walking under ladders, letting black cats cross your path, and for crying out loud, don't even risk carrying a mirror or stepping on a crack. And here is an OMG fact that really sort of tracks. A retired California teacher admitted that he had taught for 17 years while being illiterate. And actually, I know a South River teacher who taught for several years without a teaching certificate. But now we do have some news, so shall we? Following up on a story from yesterday, or actually a little bit of a teaser from yesterday, but a security guard at the Arundel Center in Annapolis accidentally discharged her firearm in her restroom on Monday, June 9th, injuring her leg. While the injury is believed to be non-life-threatening, many details remain unclear, including whether the guard is a county employee or a contracted worker and whether she was licensed to carry a firearm. The county executive's office referred questions to the Annapolis Police Department, which has not responded, which is becoming increasingly familiar. The mayor's spokesperson was also copied on that request, and she is currently out of the office. The incident was also notably absent from the city's gun violence dashboard. If APD decides to respond to us, we'll update you. Play Airlines, a low-cost Icelandic carrier based in Reykjavik that launched service from BWI in 2022, has announced that it will end all North American flights this October. The decision comes after a corporate takeover by two of its largest shareholders who plan to shift focus to more profitable routes in Southern Europe, reduce the airline's fleet, and delist it from the stock exchange. The airline had marketed budget-friendly transatlantic travels, all with stopovers in Reykjavik and onward to Europe. BWI officials say that Icelandair will continue to offer nonstop service to Iceland and connecting flights to the rest of Europe, minimizing the disruption for travelers in the region. Play's exit really is part of a broader shakeup in a post-pandemic air travel world here at BWI, which has also seen service cuts from Spirit and Condor. The Wendy Winters PR Bazaar, hosted by the Chesapeake chapter of the Public Relations Society of America, is going to be returning on June 19th at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. The event is designed to help local nonprofits and small businesses build relationships with media professionals. Will include networking sessions, roundtable discussions, and a keynote from D.C.-based correspondent Bree Jackson. The event does honor Capital Gazette journalist Wendy Winters, who was killed in the 2018 newsroom attack. A portion of the proceeds will benefit the Wendy Winters Memorial Foundation. Tickets are only $20 in advance and $25 at the door, with registration opening at 5 p.m. We do have the links at eyeonannapolis.net. And here is what's happening this Father's Day weekend in and around Annapolis. Well, happening all weekend long, it is still Annapolis Arts Week, and it includes Bounce, a new 3-day arts festival with a Friday night art party, weekend-long mini mural scavenger hunt, artist demos, family art activities on Sunday, and a barn dance to close it all out. You can get all that information at AnnapolisArtsWeek.com. Tonight, Yappy Hour from 5 to 6 p.m. It offers a pet-friendly short boat cruise benefiting the Chesapeake Canine Fund. That'll be on the Harbor Queen down at City Dock. And as we slide into tomorrow, really cool and a lot of stuff going on. I'm really glad that the rain sort of moved away. But Porch Fest takes over the Germantown Homewood neighborhoods with live music on porches, driveways, and stoops from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's free. Just wander the neighbor and take in some good tunes. Anne Arundel County is having their River Days Festival at the Annapolis Maritime Museum's Park campus, which is off of Edgewood Road. That offers free water activities from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., and they were a huge success last year, so I'm very glad they're doing them again this year. Watermark is celebrating Father's Day with a cruise to St. Michael's. It runs from 10 a.m. It comes back at 5:30 p.m. It does include museum access to the Chesapeake Bay Maritime Museum. The Anne Arundel County Fairgrounds Rodeo does kick off at 5 p.m. with bull riding, barrel racing, and much more. As we've mentioned for a while, Bands in the Sand begins at 5:30 p.m. to support the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. Tickets are sold out, but there is a wait list. And Dinner Under the Stars returns from 6 to 10 p.m. on West Street with outdoor dining and live music. Sliding into Sunday, it is Father's Day, and Ram's Head's doing something to celebrate Dad at the Ram's Head Tavern. They'll give you a free beer if you're a dad on Father's Day. The entrees, they're on the kids. You want to be sure to catch our local business spotlight this Saturday at noon. This week we chat with Bill Kardash from ABC Annapolis all about the 2 referendum petitions that are circling in the city. We'll also be dropping a bonus pod with Piff the Magic Dragon sometime this weekend. He's here at Maryland Hall on the 28th, and that, like I said, is going to drop sometime this weekend. I'm not absolutely sure. And today on Canines and Crosstreks, we meet Mulan, one of 6 8-week-old Swiss Shepherd puppies. Listen to our spot now and then check out eyeonannapolis.net at noon for some irresistible photos of Mulan and get all of the information on how you can adopt her or one of her sibs. And again, don't forget that we have our daily newsletter that features only the top local news stories of the day. We send it out to your email inbox at 7 p.m. every night. Yes, 365 days a year, all without a paywall. It's perfect for keeping up with the weekend's news since we don't release a DNB on Saturday or Sunday. Here's a link right here in the show notes for you, and please feel free to share it. All right, that's it. Now it is time just to say thank you for listening and putting up with us every day. I do hope that we add some value to your world, and if we do, please leave a review somewhere, or better yet, tell a friend to give us a listen. We'd also like to thank our sponsors, Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Hospice of the Chesapeake, and MacMedics. It is Friday. The weekend is here. Yay. And now it is time just to say have a great weekend. Be nice to others, especially Dad. Do something fun and keep shopping local. Now you want to hang tight because we have your Eye on Annapolis local weather report and then Canines and Crosstreks. All that's coming your way in just a minute.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting MacMedics in Severna Park, where appointments are not necessary. MacMedics is an Apple-authorized premium service provider. MacMedics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. MacMedics is also an Apple-authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit MacMedics in Severna Park for Apple-authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call MacMedics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. Next up, we're diving into today's Eye on Annapolis weather forecast. From sunny skies over the bay to storm warnings that could impact your plans, we've got the details to keep you ahead of the curve. Stay tuned. It's all coming your way in just a moment.
Good morning. Here is your weekend weather rundown for Anne Arundel County. Today, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies with a high near 85. It is going to feel very warm and very muggy with a light breeze doing its best to help. Tonight does stay warm as well, with lows dipping only into the low 70s and a chance of rain after 8 p.m. Tomorrow, that overnight rain does move out in the early morning hours, and the day brings more temperate temps with highs in the mid-70s. And it looks like a clear night for bands in the sand. And I told you this block of rain kept shifting and moving times and everything else, and it looks like it's out of the picture now. It will be a great night, and I hope to see you there. Overnight lows are going to settle down into the upper 60s. Sunday, it's a little bit cooler with a mix of sun and clouds, and scattered thunderstorms are possible again in the evening. Highs are going to hover around the lower 70s. Sunday night cools off to the mid-60s, which might finally give your AC a break, but not mine. Mine went on the fritz, of course, and it's due to be fixed a little bit later on this morning. Looking ahead into next week, Monday through Wednesday brings a typical mid-June rhythm with highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s and a continuing chance for spotty afternoon storms. Not a washout, just classic Maryland summer. Hot, sticky, and, well, never boring. Enjoy your weekend and happy Father's Day to all the dads and the dad-like dudes out there.
That can only mean one thing. We're headed to the SPCA of Anne Arundel County with Annapolis Subaru to play with the pups for this week's Canines and Crosstreks. Sponsored by Annapolis Subaru. Higher standards.
Well, we're back up here at Annapolis Subaru, and we are kind of missing Kelly. It's just been one of those weeks, hasn't it?
It's been one of those weeks, you know. It's like start to the summer, kids are out of school, like
you think you have it all figured out, and then something happens, and you're like, oh God, I got to run and do this. So,
well, we are recording this a little bit late, which actually is probably a pretty good thing. But unfortunately, Kelly wasn't able to make it on Thursday, but we did meet yesterday when Billy had a conflict, and I met the most amazing, cute little puppy named Mulan, and
I'm jealous.
There are 5 others like her, so we might see another one next week.
Okay, all right, a litter of pups.
There's 6 of them, and they are Swiss Shepherd mixes. And I'm not really sure what a Swiss Shepherd is, but I mean, it's got the floppy ears and it's got somewhat of a beagle-looking face.
Okay.
8 weeks old and just the cutest little thing ever. We put her in the back of the Outback in the showroom.
Love it.
Didn't pee in it once.
That's good. I appreciate that. That's good. So car trained.
True, car trained, but she was just so adorable, and
love it.
So Mulan definitely needs a home, and you want to make sure that you check out all of the pictures that we have.
And there's 6.
There's 6 of them.
Wow. Okay. So that's shepherds.
Yeah, and they're probably, I'm guessing they're going to be like a medium-sized dog, not like a big full-size shepherd thing, but a little bit more like hound dog-ish size when she's done.
I feel like this is like good time of year to get a puppy. You got kids that are just coming out of school. They need stuff to do during the day. It's like, let's train a puppy.
You're probably absolutely right.
Yeah, let's train a puppy this summer.
You give the kid the job. Yeah. So they learn responsibility. They learn the care. When the dog, has an accident in the house, clean it up and figure it out.
Yeah. Hey, you got to train it so that way you don't have to clean up the mess.
That's an awesome idea. You guys are winning awards again. U.S. News and World Report said that Subaru has 2 of the best cars for teens. Again, I think you had that last year. I think that sounds familiar, but it was best new SUV for teens is the 2025 Forester.
Okay.
And the best used car, midsize car for teens is the specifically 2021 Legacy.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. Well, and we all know why that is, because of the safety.
Yeah.
Everything.
I always tell we get a lot of people that come in and they either they're getting a new car for their kid because they love them and they want them to be in the safest thing possible when they start driving, or they currently drive a Subaru and they give their Subaru to their kid and then they get a new one. That's the move there.
Well, I saw the poster out in your office, and I guess it's just a national promotion like Dear Subaru, here's why I love my Subaru thing. And it said, we bought our first Subaru because we had our baby and we knew it was a safe car, and we loved it, and we drove it to the very end, and we kind of assumed that the end would be like the end. But the end was when my daughter turned 18 and she took this 18-year-old car.
Oh my gosh.
And continued to drive it on like that, which is amazing. It reminds me, I saw a funny thing on Reddit, of course, which is my favorite website, but somebody was asking whether they should buy a Subaru. And I don't know whether you even recognize this, but it was a 1979 Generation 1 Phase 2 4-wheel drive wagon with 70,000 miles for $5,000.
Wow.
I mean, obviously low miles.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a pretty good deal.
But $5,000, man, that thing held some value.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's very difficult to find reliable transportation under $10,000. So, yeah, man, it's pretty old though.
Hey, it was brand new when I graduated high school.
There you go. There you go. Not much has happened since then, right, John?
No, not at all. Not at all. Well, I'll tell you, last weekend, man, the SPCA really sort of dodged the barrel with the Walk for the Animals.
Yeah, with the weather.
Yep. It was going to rain. It was not going to rain. It was going to rain, and it didn't rain.
Yeah.
So they did it, and I know that Kelly had said that there was not quite the turnout that they had hoped, just because the rain probably scared a lot of people off, and it just didn't materialize. She said it was heavy at the very end, but they said, okay, it's not going to rain. Let's go. Grab the dog and let's go. So I'm really glad that was a success for them.
Yep.
And if you missed it, I would encourage you to go to aacspca.org and maybe make a donation.
Yeah.
Because that's a huge fundraiser for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know we're talking about like dodging rain. I've been watching the weather forecast for Bands in the Sand tomorrow pretty solidly. And there is a block of rain around there.
Yeah.
And it just keeps sliding. Yesterday afternoon, it was starting at about 10 o'clock. And I'm like, that's awesome.
That would be good.
That would be good.
That would be good. It'd be like, hey, it's starting to rain. Everybody's got to go.
Get them out. Easy
Get
last
out,
call.
in and out, yeah. Yeah, you might be get a little wet, getting back to your car, but
earlier in the week it was solidly right in it.
Yeah.
Another one, it was earlier in the day, so it's flexing. So
it's totally out of our control. All we can do is just
have a good time.
Have a good time. That's the whole goal. Raise money, have a good time. I'm pretty sure it's rained before.
Yeah.
And it still was fun. I think we lost power the one year. That still was fun. It's like no matter what happens, it's going to be a good time.
It's going to be fun. I am looking forward to that, and as I do every year. And again, those tickets are all sold out at this point.
Yeah.
But I understand that Jessica has a sort of a wait list. And I think what that is I think that there's some sponsors that may turn in tickets that were not unsold, but ungiven out.
Okay.
You guys are the lead sponsor of this, as always. So you get a number of tickets.
Sure.
And you may, well, you said that last year. You say, I got people calling me 2 days before. Hey, can you hook me up?
Always.
So sometimes sponsors will turn them back in. And sometimes people that are just supporting the Bay will say, hey, something came up because, you buy these tickets early.
Right.
I can't make it this weekend.
Sure.
And they said, okay, keep your money. Here's your tickets. And they're available. So they do have a wait list. So if you want to get on, you can go to cbf.org/bands in the sand. And there's an email there to email Jessica, get on the wait list. So you may be able to get in there.
Cool.
And it is always fun. It's a stellar party.
Absolutely. Yeah. Rain or shine.
And a lot of thanks to you.
Yeah, we're amongst other sponsors, but we've been big supporters and we're big fans of that day. Falls on a different weekend than it typically. Father's Day weekend can be a little difficult, but you know what? If you're a dad, you get out there and you're just celebrating fatherhood. And
like all dads do, you knuckle down and you do it, and you get it done. You get it done. Well, we did do a podcast with Sister Hazel, and that was a lot of fun. We did it with Jet Beers, who's was actually a great, really, really fun guy. He's just become a empty nester.
Oh, wow.
I asked him, I said, so what do you do for fun? And he's like, I'm trying to figure that out now. I'm just become an empty nester.
Oh, man.
So it's, but they're really looking forward to it.
Cool.
It's funny. I asked the dumbest question I've ever asked of a band that originated in Florida. Have you ever played on the beach? And he pretty much said, that's probably the dumbest question I've ever heard.
Nice.
And I said, okay, well, let me rephrase that. Have you ever played on the beach in Annapolis, Maryland?
Yeah.
And he says, okay, now you got it.
All right. Yeah. I've never done that. This is the first.
But it's very fun. So give that a listen if you see that. The SPCA also, they put a pause, PAWS, on their donations. They're a little bit overloaded with bedding and stuff like that at this point, which they do periodically. So if you've got something that's burning a hole in your mudroom or your garage or your storage room that you want to take to the SPCA, give it a month or so, because before we know it, we'll be heading into the fall, and they're going to need that as well. And
that's great that they're in that position. That's a good thing.
Our community is so great. We support all of these great nonprofits. We support all these local businesses. Certainly you've seen the support of the community here at Annapolis Subaru, and certainly Annapolis Subaru is first in line to support the community with the various love programs.
Yeah.
And, and anything else that really comes along. You guys are like the no doesn't seem to be into your vocabulary too frequently.
We have to say no quite a bit, actually. But we can't support everybody, but we try to, reach as many as we can. But yeah, it's very fulfilling. It makes us feel good, and it's the right thing to do. So we're going to try to continue to, conduct enough business to be able to do that year in and year out, and just keep it rolling.
Well, it certainly helps that you've got a great product.
Yes, absolutely.
That goes behind it.
Absolutely.
Hear anything on a rumored BRX station wagon?
No.
Mod base. There was something they're talking about. I just saw another, they're talking about maybe because the Outback went to a little bit more of an SUV stance to get more into a station wagon, the true station wagon type.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything officially about anything like that. But if it doesn't stop people from talking,
from speculating.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come out and drive a Subaru, though.
Yeah, they're great.
You're gonna be surprised. A couple of weeks ago, like I said, I had rented one. I rented an Outback, and it was fantastic. Except it kept yelling at me for
Pay attention to the road, John. Stop looking at all the stuff in Nebraska or whatever.
If it wasn't the car, it would have been Teresa in the seat next to me. So,
True.
The car was probably a little bit quicker than.
You never really know how bad of a driver you are until you get behind the wheel of a Subaru, and it'll tell you.
That would be wouldn't that be like a great, like you get a grade?
Yeah.
Like there's a little printer in the dash. It's like, okay, this last drive, that got
C-.
I'll tell you, coming up here this morning, there was a car that, and I don't understand why people do this when they pull off of a major-ish road into a driveway that's perfectly clear, like a commercial driveway. They do this stop thing and then leave their butt hanging out in the road.
Yeah, it's not good.
And I'm just like, I should just like whack them and just,
But then it's your fault, John.
I know. I had somebody in the rear, couldn't handle my car, all that kind of stuff. Well, if you're looking forward to some dates, obviously we've got Bands in the Sand, which is happening tomorrow at the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. That's going to be right down there on the beach. You can possibly see if there are some tickets left. I've got high confidence that we're going to be fine. I've got 100% confidence that we're going to have fun.
Yes.
And it's just going to be a great time. I know when I did Cub Scouts, we always called, when the possibility of rain, it's just a little bit of liquid sunshine. It's fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. As long as it's warm, we're good.
Bring a poncho maybe and, an umbrella and it'll be a great night. It'll be an experience that you will remember for a while. SPCA wise, you can look at August 24th, which is the puppy plunge at Camp Letts. And we don't know the dates for lights on the bay, but that's a little bit ways away. I know we don't like to talk. And do you guys have anything coming up?
Not off the top of my head. We just have, we got cars, we got good deals going. We're rocking and rolling. So if you're, it's a good time to buy right now. Trade-in values are high. We're giving some deals on cars. So, if you're in the market. I've heard
industry-wide too, as far as financing is still affordable too.
Yeah.
So, if you're looking to finance a car or buy it outright, I'm sure you probably still got some pre-tariff cars that are coming in that are still here.
Yeah. So we've got some cars that are going to be a little less expensive than the cars that are coming in now. So like I said, I've said prior, if you're thinking about it and you come on the lot and see something that you like, and I would definitely move on it sooner rather than later.
Snatch it up, but only do that if you want one of the safest cars on the road.
Yeah, if you care about your safety, your family's safety, if you really love your kids.
Right.
The true testament of love is, buying a Subaru for your family members or for yourself. So when you're driving, it keeps them safe. It's there's nothing says I love you like a Subaru.
Well, there's a good tagline.
Well, they use love. We use love everywhere. A lot of stuff. It's a lot of love. A lot of love.
Subaru is sharing the love, and you want to check out their inventory. You come up here to 149 Old Solomons Island Road, or you can go to AnnapolisSubaru.com.
Yep.
All that's online there. Again, wonderful sales, wonderful service. Even Billy was down there being a service manager.
We're just doing what we got to do, man. It's having fun.
I love a business that does that, where, you pitch in and you get done what you need to get done.
Yeah.
And I worked for a company one time where we had union electricians, and the owner of the company said, hey, to a union electrician, would you mind filling my car up with gas? Because I got to get to the airport by whatever it was. And there was a gas pump on the property and stuff like that. And he was just squawking and moaning about that. He says, I ain't no gas jockey. I ain't going to, I'm like, dude, he didn't say I'm cutting your salary. So you're making $43 an hour.
Just asking for a little favor.
Just fill the darn car up.
Yeah. No, there's many hats to be worn in at a car dealership, and it's they're all interacting with customers, having fun, making sure that everybody's having a good experience, and it's we're busy.
Well, I've heard from none that have had a bad experience.
That's good. That's good.
AnnapolisSubaru.com, again, 149 Old Solomons Island Road. If we can find a home for Mulan, you want to go to AAC SPCA, and her brothers and sisters are also up for adoption. They're ready to go home right now.
It's puppy season.
Just before kitten season. And, you can get your application going on that. And that would be kind of cool if she's gone before we see Kelly again next
That'd be
week.
great. Yeah.
Let me say, I remember her. She was in and out.
Gone.
So, all right. Well, I will see you tomorrow night at Bands in the Sand.
See you there. Looking forward to it.
We'll see you next week.
All right. Sounds good.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.